Hey everyone, how's it going? George here again with another YouTube video tutorial. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you what I have set in Camtasia for the high definition settings. With the settings that I've chosen for this, it allows me to upload videos to YouTube, and I have it also set with YouTube for when people sign on. It'll show them in high definition to them all times if available, depending on their current internet connection, whether they're on a mobile device or a PC, tablet, smartphone, etc. And I've never had an issue with these. Also, these settings are more or less for your rendering times, which depending on the length and the size of the video you're creating, your rendering time can be anywhere from just a few moments to a long time. I think a friend of mine who also uses Camtasia has spent upwards of an hour rendering a video. Again, it just depends on the size. But anyway, I just want to go over with you on what I have chosen for mine. Now, what I've done is I'm recording my program of Camtasia right here. And if you want to see which one I'm using Camtasia 8.4.1 build 1745 as of June 13, 2014. Okay, that's the version that I'm currently operating on. Now, what I did to be able to show you the settings is I just imported a previous video clip that I created several weeks ago and imported here so that way I have access to this. Okay, but generally what you would do is you would open up the program, you would click record the screen, and you record whatever you wanted to. Or if you're just doing like a voice narration, you click on this for voice narration, or record the camera if you wanted to have your web camera record you, or whatever you're working on, and just do it like that. Okay, so anyway, when you're done making your video and you're coming here, the first thing you would want to do is you would click right here and you would choose this layer right here. When you choose this, this is your editing dimensions. Okay, I always have mine set to the maximum HD settings, which is 1920 by 1080 and everything. Now, what I also do is I always ensure that keep aspect ratio. I make sure that's unchecked. The reason why I do that is so if I want to change this to 1921, I would, and it wouldn't mess up the height. Okay, then you can choose the background color to whatever you want. Okay. Now, if you don't want the 1920 by 1080, you can choose any of these other different ones, and you'll see right over here what it looks like each time you do that. Okay, what the different ones look like. Okay, but I'm gonna keep mine on. My apologies. I'm gonna keep mine on 1920 by 1080. Okay. So again, make sure that's unchecked, then just hit OK. Now, if you want, if you don't want to take up the full screen, you can click on one of the little bubble arrows right here, and you can scroll it down or sideways or however you want to do it. Now, you see these little yellow lines that tells you that you're perfectly fit onto the screen. If you drag it any further, it's not going to be perfectly on the screen anymore. Okay, so on any account, again, click right here, make sure it's 1920 by 1080. I always put that as shrink to fit, but you can do it any size you want. That's up to you. Now, what I do to be able to render this in high definition is you click on produce and share. Chances are you already don't have the preset like I do right here, HD 1920 1080. So what you would do is you click on add edit preset. Okay, now here you would just click on new, give it the preset name, YouTube high definition. Okay, and then you just go through the procedures. But now I'm gonna act like I'm changing the one that I've already have set up for you guys. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll go ahead and choose my HD 1920 by 1080. I'll click on HD. Again, here's where you could do the preset name. What I do is I choose my file format as MP4s. This, if you upload the video on YouTube, or you even take the video file and upload it to your website, MP4 will show up with its own media bar, for play, pause, stop, rewind, and all that. It will show up even if you upload it to your own website. And let's say you create a video and you call it Dad's Birthday, okay, and you upload it to your own website. So it'd be domain.com/dadsbirthday.mp4. When you do that, and you go to that website address, it'll start playing that video for you. If you have it preset to autoplay. If not, you just click on the play button and it'll start playing that video for you. Okay, I've done that sometimes with videos if I want them for personal usage, and it works great. If you don't want MP4, you can choose any of these other file formats, although some might not work on some devices as others do, but everyone pretty much always recommends MP4 anyway. Okay, so you give the preset name, choose your file format, click next. Here I don't do anything as far as the controller goes. Okay, and the next you'll be choosing size, and then as far as the controller here, before I go anywhere else, you could produce it with a controller if you want, and it'll show you a controller like this, or you can do like a classic, silver, things like that. Now, of course, this is if you're going to produce it and put it on a website, just as I mentioned to you just now, then this would be the controller bar that you would have. Me personally, I'll probably choose like a transparent or even a black type or something like that. But again, with YouTube, you obviously don't want that, so just click uncheck that. Now for the size, again, I leave the embedded size alone because that's normally what it will show up in most people's. And if they know how to do the embedding generally, then it will allow them to resize it any way they want. Here for the video size, just do the width 1920, the height 1080, and make sure the keep aspect ratio is unchecked. Or you could use the editing dimensions, but like I said, you keep it like that in case the editing dimensions right here ever get changed at all. Okay. The next is the video settings. Here I generally keep the frame rate at 15. You can do higher or lower, that's up to you, but again, for the HD settings, I generally just keep it for 15. Keyframe every 5 seconds, but that can also be changed if you need it, a different type. The encoding quality, this is generally set to 70%. I don't know why it's off to 69, but 70% for quality. The bit rate, I generally have that set to 15,000. If you go any further past either one of these, it'll generally slow it down more on the rendering. It'll probably give you a much higher quality, but ladies and gentlemen, I have it set like this ever since I've been using the program, and it might take it a minute, 2 tops on YouTube to really show good, clear quality video. But to be honest with you, that's all depending on your internet connection. I mean, I could have it all the way set to 100 or the max on both the quality and the bit rate for the encoding mode. And if your internet connection sucks, it doesn't really matter what it's set to because it won't show up that good on their connection anyway. Okay, so 70 and then 15,000 is what I had those two set to. Okay, now for the audio, I just have the encoded audio at the bit rate at 128 kilobyte per second, and I haven't had no problems in having it like that. If you want it more, obviously that's your discretion, but this is what I have. Then I just click on next. I just leave all of this alone. If you want to do a watermark, you can. That's up to you, and this would be a preview of what your watermark would look like. And then I just hit finish, and it'll give you a brief preset information about what all you chose and how your videos would be rendered and things like that. And then I just choose close, then you would just hit next, and you would fill out the production name, whatever you want it to be. Now, one trick I did learn when it comes to YouTube: name the production, or name the name of the video, which this right here would be the name of the video that you'll be producing. Name this the same exact thing that you would be making the title on YouTube. For some odd reason, when you do that, it helps you better out in ranks when people are searching for videos that are like yours or very similar or right at exactly what your video is. I really haven't paid attention to if it helps or not, but that's just what I heard, so I'll pass a little bit of information on to you. For the folder, if you know what the folder is, type it out yourself, or just choose the folder button, navigate to whatever folder you're going to go to, and save it. I always uncheck this so it will put it right in the folder I chose and not a subfolder of the one I chose. And then I'll just show the production results, and I don't ever choose play video after production, because normally what I'll do is after it's rendered and it's completed, I'll go to the folder and I'll just play the video, and I'll just let it be that in case I need to leave somewhere. I'm not having the video constantly be playing while I'm gone. Okay, and then you just hit finish, and once you hit finish, it'll start rendering the video out, but I'm not going to do that since I'm obviously recording this and it might mess up the recording. But that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that helped you guys out some. Feel free to like, share, or comment on this video, and if I can help you all out, I'll do whatever I can and try my best. Have a good one.